Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day. It's your boy Max, and we are here with another special episode. Happy New Year to everyone. I realize that this is the first episode of the year, so I'd like to say a good Happy New Year to everyone. Hope you are doing great. And on that note, we're here with a special guest. He's a guy. He's a mass communication final year, and he's a graphics designer. This was actually requested by a lot of you. I know a lot of you said you wanted soft skills, and we'll try as much as possible to get that in subsequent episodes. Before I continue, I'd like to say a big thank you to everybody who has been tuning in. If you are a returning listener, thank you for staying with us. If this is your first time, thank you for joining us. It's going to be an awesome time. So sorry, this will be my last episode for a while, but don't worry, Mark's stuff is still going to be going on. It's just going to be a different person, and I will introduce you to her at some point in the episode. But for now, just enjoy the meantime. All right. So the beginning of today's episode, we're going to be doing a little thing I came up with. It's called "If You Were a Parent." But before we get into that, I would like us to talk a little bit about the graphic designer and guest in question. Okay, so I'll let him do his introduction by himself. I don't want to toot his horn. So yeah, Bamise, introduce yourself.
You kind of already said my name.
Give us a little profile of what you do and everything.
All right, my name is Ojukolo Bamise Adebola. I'm a 400 level mass communication student of Covenant University, and I'm a graphics designer. So basically, anything design, basically just anything design, graphics, social media. I specialize mostly in social media designing. Actually,
Okay.
I like to see Instagram pages have a good feel. When people go to your page and then they just see it like, and they're like, okay, I really want to patronize this person. I like it when companies have that. So I like to give companies that kind of outlook. And then I also do events. Might have seen my designs on different events last year, maybe from TEDx, Covenant University,
Okay.
to Kaila Nights, The Gathering. Yeah, so I was I was the guy behind those designs. So yeah, that's basically what I do as a graphics designer.
Okay. So just give us a little bit of insights into your regular process as a graphics designer. Like, okay, how did you start graphic design? Let's start with that.
Okay, well, since ever since I was young, actually, I've loved playing around with things that has to do with editing and graphics. So in the sense that I'll pick up a phone, I'll just go to the editing features and just play around with them. I'll put myself in the billboard and I'm like, oh wow, and everybody's just like, oh okay, this is great. But I'll say my journey fully kicked off as a graphic designer in 2019.
Okay.
I was just graduating from secondary school, and then I just got a phone. And then, okay, I have a phone. So what do I do? So now I got to download Canva. Right now I slander Canva users, but actually started from Canva in
Okay.
2019 on my phone. And then I started to play around. At that time, I started to play around with templates, started to play around with the different things I could get my hands on. And then, yeah, from there we started kicking off. I remember back then in 2019, there was this issue about xenophobia. I did one light screen xenophobia, say no to xenophobia thing, yeah, and then I posted it on Twitter, and then the thing just kind of blew up, and I was like, whoa, like okay, maybe I should actually continue with this. And then so from there, I think I had a bit of a pause in the middle because at that time I really wanted to start using Photoshop, but I just didn't have the equipment for it. I didn't have my laptop at that time was
It's not okay,
yeah.
compatible, right?
Those laptops that you turn on, you put it on the desk, you turn it on, and then everywhere is vibrating. I love that. I'll just bring out. I couldn't even carry my laptop around. I'll just turn it on in public, and everybody's just looking. I'm like, guy, stop vibrating the chair. So that was basically why. But still, I continued using my phone. Through the lockdown. I continued using my phone. And then I started making some money. Lockdown, everybody was trying to find the best way to reach
Make
out to
money,
people.
yeah.
Yeah, so you come to me, okay, I want to advertise my business. I actually explored a lot of different graphic designing apps on mobile. I I started with Canva. If you remember, I started with Canva, but then I started to use other apps like Over. I think there was this Adobe for social media app that I used as well. So I started to just explore different things, different ways I could just kind of improve and make my stuff better. And then until one magical day when my mom came back from work, after the lockdown had eased a bit. So she came down from work and she was like, I have a gift for you. I'm like, I was this woman saying like, okay, which gift do you have? And then she brought a brand new laptop, and I was just like, yes, finally. So from then on, I started to use Photoshop. So let's just say I'm 4 years in the journey now.
4 years into the journey of
4 years
Photoshop.
into the journey of
So you know how to use Photoshop very well.
Yeah, I'm learning.
Is it just for graphics? Okay, wait. Let me not say. Graphics in design entails like picture editing too, or is it just like templates or anything? Can you use Photoshop to its full extent? That's picture editing, creation of pictures, and still templates, or is just templates?
No, there are no templates on Photoshop. Or there are templates on Photoshop that you could use, but I normally start from a blank white canvas.
Okay.
So you just, you're looking at the white canvas and like, oh, okay, here we go.
So everything you've done is from ground zero.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I mean that's fantastic actually. Well, I have zero experience in graphics design, and I'm not so, will I say, good with it. But at the same time, I tried Photoshop once, didn't work out.
What was your problem? What was the problem you had?
No, I'm just the kind of person that if something gets too hard, it's not like I'm a quitter, but if there's no real reason for me to do it, like now, I know it was 2020. No, not 2020. It was what do you call it now? It was sweep. During my sweep period, that's 200 level. As 200 level out after 200 level. I told myself, because sweep period is a good period to actually learn things, because like it or not, you're just doing practical. Everything you're doing is practical.
Okay.
And then you end your classes by like 2, 3,
Well, that's enough.
maximum 4. So you're done from like 2 to the end of the day. And it's not like normal school where you read and do these things.
Yeah.
So it's practical, and when you're done. So for the rest of the day, spend it how you like. You have everything you want to do. You don't have to stress yourself. You don't have to reason anything. You get, except maybe they give you one assignment, but it's never anything serious. I told myself, okay, I'm going to learn something. Picked up Photoshop, and at the point in time, I got used to getting Adobe. Like I have my laptop then. I had about, I think there are 50 Adobe packages. I had 27 of them.
Wow.
I did not know how to use any of them. I did not use any of them, but I just had them because I felt like, oh, it's nice to have them. Because all the things you need to pay for them, but me, I cracked it. Or I got it cracked. So I was like, oh, it's one way or the other. I'll learn. And I'm just like, even learning one takes a lot of commitment and this thing.
It's just more advisable to pick 1, 2, 3 or 3 at most, and
I feel like
get your mastery up.
the thing about Adobe packages is that they all have, Adobe is a very good company, honestly, because they all have their different specifications,
Exactly.
but all of them work in tandem to kind of help you to build something very beautiful.
Exactly.
Like when you're working with Adobe Photoshop, or let me know if it's Adobe Photoshop. If you're working with Adobe Premiere Pro now, it's mainly for video.
Exactly.
But for someone like me that's a podcaster, I can use Adobe Premiere Pro to edit audio.
Exactly.
But if I want to use strictly audio, I use Adobe Audition. Exactly. Adobe products help you to work in tandem with each other. Like now, for example, if there are some features in Adobe Premiere Pro that you don't have, especially when you want to audit your audio, just specifically, you don't want to touch the video, but there's something you want to add is sound effects, or there's an interlude in your video that you just want to add something. That point was just quiet, and you just want to change something there. In Premiere Pro, you can't do that because you are working with the video and audio. But you can export it.
It's just basic audio for
Exactly, it's just audio for Premiere Pro, and it's beautiful. Honestly, it makes you feel like a sound engineer if you know what you're doing. But I mean, I started learning Adobe Audition when I got home this past December, and I'm not a pro, but I can say I'm an intermediate. I can do a lot of things. I can delete audio. I mean, for people that are listening to this podcast, from when I started to now, they can agree that the audio has been very different, very Yeah, has improved. All right. So let's move on to the game. I don't know how I'm calling it the game. It's not really the game. But let's move on to the topic for today. If I were a parent. Now, this was inspired because if you're my friend, I found out that, when you're in your thoughts, you kind of think everybody thinks like you. Or in the sense that you kind of think there's some things that people just agree to.
Yeah, but yeah, well, I feel like there's a place of that because somehow everybody can relate to. There are some memes that
Yeah,
everybody can relate to. So it's like everybody's living the same life. Like
exactly.
like
But then when my roommate and I were having a discussion was tending towards, I think, I can't remember what happened, but the discussion was tending, okay, we're complaining about CU. I'll be honest, we're complaining about
Daily
CU.
bread.
We're complaining about CU, but we started from complaining about our department to complaining about CU. And we're all in the same course, obviously, because of the way CU has arranged us. So we're talking about, like, okay, if you're a parent now, put yourself in the companion of your parents. I feel like that's the first question. If you're a parent, and the way you're complaining about CU right now, yeah, what would be your alternative if you can't take your child outside Nigeria? What's the alternative from CU?
To be honest, the way the Nigerian education system is just messed up. I'd have said a public school, but like I feel like I don't want my child like growing gray
Exactly,
hair.
I don't want my child
growing gray hair on the day of graduation. Like I'd say probably I'll just tell my child to follow their passion. After all, like if you know how to, if he knows how to play ball, that one, no worry, I'll sponsor you. Just gonna learn how to play ball. But it's what for me. It might be learning a skill, or maybe I'll just find another private university like Babcock or something. But I mean, to be honest, I feel like there's no way I'll take my child that they will not complain. If you take them to Babcock, they'll complain. They'll have some complaint about Babcock. If you take them to another, no matter where you take you, I feel like that's just how education is. Education is rigged to make you complain. You are going to keep complaining.
It's not even that. Like, I like what you said, but at the same time, the real question was, now, we've complained so much about Covenant University, the rules, the setting, the everything. But the question now is, now you are a parent. You've experienced Covenant University firsthand. You've been through it. Now you're like 20 something. And you're a parent, 30 something, 40, close to 40. Now your child is now at the age of 15, and he or she. Let's just go with the boy first. Okay, he now says, okay, Daddy, I don't know what university I want to go to. All I know is that I want to study. Let's say I want to study industrial math. Okay, most universities offer industrial math. I want to study industrial math. What would you give? What university will you give your child and why? Let me try and answer the question. Now, I looked at all universities. Guys are saying PAU, Nile, Abuad, Bowen, so on and so forth. Now, the greatest gift I can give my child is knowledge of God given. And we all know that, okay, Covenant University has its flaws. Plenty flaws. But one of the flaws is not chapel. I feel like one of the flaws is not chapel. Chapel is one of the only places in this school that you can feel like, okay, this is a place that I can be at peace.
Exactly.
With everything that is going on, I can be at peace here. That's why it's always advisable to join a service unit. Apart from being a support system, there's also a family. Exactly. And I was now thinking about, because see, you complain about it so much, but when you look at the alternatives, this place actually doesn't seem so bad. Because okay, you go to Abuad, where prices are
through the roof.
Prices are through the roof. I don't know how true it is, but I was talking to a few people telling me comp science is 6 million. That's my tenure in Covenant University plus extra.
Bro, your pocket body too is added to inside 6 million.
Exactly. That's my tenure, my full tenure in Covenant University for 5 years and extra. For one year.
Just 1 year.
Is excessive. Now they talk about PAU. They're especially expensive. Now everything in Nile and PAU, I get that you get the education you're actually booking for. But I feel like it's a little bit too expensive.
Very, very expensive.
I mean, CU is like cut priced for quality. You may not necessarily come to school and be like, okay, this Papa school, this and that. But in the end, you look at the alternative. Okay, you want to go to Babcock. I have nothing against Babcock. I have nothing against Babcock people. But you cannot compare these two schools together.
The truth is that as much as we tend to slander CU, as much as we tend to talk about CU, I'll be honest with you. I think CU has actually had a lot of
Exactly.
great impact on my life. I think from when I got in, I was just like, I didn't really have, to be fair, I didn't really have any educational, I didn't really have a choice, to be honest. So
So it was see you or nothing.
yeah, CU or I go to Unilag. And then my mom was especially against Unilag because she was like, nope, 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 nope. They are going to strike. All this
Yeah.
stuff. So I didn't really have many options. And that was maybe my last option was writing SATs. And then it was just,
No,
yeah,
it wasn't
SAT was like a 50-50 chance in the sense that a lot of people, I know quite a number of people that wrote SATs and
And they
didn't make
didn't.
it. So it was more like a 50-50 thing. So, and then also my parents didn't want me going too far. And I think I'm quite happy that I didn't write SATs for due to some personally known reasons. So CU, as much as we like to slander CU is actually
the best
a
possible
top
option
school in Nigeria.
in Nigeria.
Yeah, actually one of the best because the things you get from being in CU actually there are things that you get. The USP in CU's case is like that spirituality.
Yeah.
And once you get that spirituality, once you have that
Everything
kind of,
else.
you have that sense of purpose before leaving school, you just have this kind of thing that you can face anything. So, if I can't take my child abroad, if CU is still CU, and then they fix some of their flaws, there are many flaws,
We will give it to them.
yeah, we might
Okay.
as well give it to them.
We're going to go with the broad sense now. If you're a parent, how will you raise your male child?
Oh, that is,
Okay, we'll talk about male. How you raise your female child? We'll go back to you had a girl. Now we're going through the stages of her life. How would you raise her? What would you start with? Like, okay, let me start. So I'll give an example. Now, I don't know how old I am. I don't even care. But I'm sure I just got married. My first year of marriage, I had a child. Child is a girl. One girl. I don't want twins at all.
why not twins?
I feel like that twins thing. Imagine two of them now say they want to go to now. That's 14 million. Just leave in
Is
your
that what
pocket. That's 12 million. Just leave in your pocket. I feel like paying school fees for the same when you're in the same class.
You
Just
talk about,
be
you talk about hair, you
exactly
talk about
hey,
nails,
this,
you
that,
talk about
that.
this.
But when they're distance now, you think while one is still worrying about chicken things, the other one is worrying about hey, you
Can
can
still convince them, oh, wait,
you can't
wait. Let your sister finish.
Exactly. But when two of them are the same thing, you pay. It's basically paying. No matter what you're buying double. Exactly,
You can't buy for one and that's it.
and it's
Don't
this
buy
thing
for
with
the
twins.
other.
They just have most twins have the same taste, which is like they would dress the same, even if they don't dress the same way every day, but they would dress the same. They always kind of look the same.
Kind of always together.
Always
If they are
together.
identical twins, like I feel like I don't know how parents that give birth to identical twins.
And I feel like after a while you get used to them.
How do you identify?
When you are in the house with somebody 24/7 every day, you get, especially when they are babies. Because if you're with somebody throughout the span of your life, actually from childbirth, you get used to them. Like I know a set of twins that we were in the same primary school, same nursery, same primary, same secondary school. By the time we got to secondary school, people were like they couldn't differentiate them. It was so vivid to me, like it was too clear how they were different. Exactly.
But like I'm talking at the stage of when they are very young, like you might just
When
end
they
up
were-
feeding one.
Yeah,
twice,
I feel like at that point in time, you may just have to differentiate them. Like, okay, this is one person's crib, this is another person's crib, and you just make sure, or you dress them in like letters. Like if it's me, let's say one is okay. Let's use Grace and Glory. Let's say one is Grace, another one is Glory.
Yeah.
GLGO. I'll make it on your clothes, embroider it on your clothes, so that anything happens, I will not misplace you. Simple, because it's been very bad if you be calling one person Grace, another person Glory, and then you mistake two of them. It's very bad. Okay, so back to the whole thing. As a child, I feel like from a very young age, and I'm not a parent, but from my, I feel like from a very young age, I'll be exposing you to little, because there's this theory that people think of that babies do not understand anything they are learning, what it is they are doing, but they are slowly learning from everything you do. In the sense that babies learn how to walk, not just because they are trying and standing, because they are seeing you walking and they want to do what you do.
Yeah, it's just a copying.
They're just trying to do what you do. That's why you see them try and walk and stand and do this and that. So in my own way, I think I'll introduce my baby into little bit intellectual things. Like obviously the kind of TV shows and this thing I'm watching. I cannot be giving them things like Teletubbies. in their life. And people will never know this got $10 in their life. Nothing like Dora the Explorer that will be deading your brain cells. I think something intellectual, maybe at least when you are 1 year old, 2 years old, or between that period, we're giving you quizzes that will make you think.
We just grow an Einstein there.
Honestly, I feel like even if I want my child to be like social and happy and everything, be smart.
Exactly.
Because having be very good upstairs, even if it's not with book.
I think the most important thing for me is that spirituality, like because even with the cartoons that are coming out now,
I get you with the spirituality, but at that point in time, they can't get anything. Because the thing about spirituality is what you don't understand what you're doing, you're not doing anything.
Exactly. That's
when they grow up to the level of understanding, yes, very much so, is Bible stories every day, giving, like as much as you. Because the truth is, that kind of thing, raising your child in the way of the Lord is the best kind of inheritance you can give them. Facts, without anything. Like as long as you know God, you fend for yourself. Even if I don't have anything to give you, you grow up to be something greater than anything I could have ever given you. Exactly. I could be a billionaire and you grow up to be far greater than me. It doesn't matter. Do you get? But I was talking about in their early days now. They don't even understand what zeros and ones are yet. They don't understand anything. Their brain is just water.
I think like we said earlier now, it's just about kids just kind of copy. So like the most important way you can raise them, or the most important thing you can do, is to set
a good example.
So because it's whatever they see you doing is what they are going to try and copy. And then we think babies are actually not smart, or they are actually not getting anything.
But they are learning.
But they are slowly recording. They are slowly recording different things. Even when they grow up, they might not even know that they picked up some things when they were far little. But it's actually it's something that affects like how they think when they now grow up. So it's about making it like a really, really good example. But I think I want my kids to have, especially if it's a girl child, I want her to have a kind of a sense of independence. A kind of a sense of like, you should learn to think and grow and think by yourself and have this kind of emotional intelligence. Not just behave like, because like there's a wild mentality I see mostly around now these days, and then ladies have this kind of entitlement to things that other people might have, especially guys. But I think I want a kind of lady girl, or a kind of kid where I'd like her to just have this kind of this sense of independence, this sense of, okay, I can actually do a lot of things. I can actually do things myself. I can do great things. I can be big. I can be successful. I can be grown. I can be a really, really big woman if I can just put myself to it. If I can put my heart to it, if I can put my mind to it, I can grow to become something. Just having that kind of, not having this kind of inferiority complex that, okay, like this is for guys, No. If you want to try it, you can put your mind to it. You can actually get to it. Actually.
Sure. Okay, let's move on to the adolescents. When they are teenagers, basically, you have sense. Now you have sense. You got into their early years, let's say 1 to 10. Now we're talking about 14 and above to at least 20. One thing I'd give a girl is the sense of, let's start with guys. I give you one thing after after spirituality. I make sure I push that into you by fire, by force. By fire, by force.
But not so much force, so that
not force to the extent of that you hate it, but make you have a longing towards it. Exactly. Secondly, I feel like many people these days, thank God not a Covenant University, they are not much, but they are. People need to respect women. In the sense of, see, the female gender will piss you off. I'll be the first to tell you, and female gender will naturally piss you off. It doesn't even have to be we're not even going to your friends. We're talking to the random people that every day just do something stupid.
Very annoying.
Very annoying.
I can tell you this because I grew up around women. I went to art class. So art class can have like art class can have 4 boys and then like 26
something
girls. So that's I went to art class, and now I'm in mass comm. In
Mostly
mass
girls.
comm, we're like 15 boys. We're not even all the mass comm boys put together. We're not filling up to 4 rooms. And then you have up to like tens and tens of girls. So yeah, girls are
It
definitely
can be very,
those,
very annoying. But one thing I always like to tell guys is that it should not even be an option to one harm in any way. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be in your thought process. Like no matter what they do, they can piss you off. They can even go as far as assault you. Because I need people to understand that. No offense, guys and girls are not on the same strength standing. No matter how weak you are as a guy, they are not on the same strength standing. So how do I put it? If a girl should hit you and I hit a girl, it affects both of us very, very differently.
Very
And I feel like a lot of guys tend to forget. It's just be like, because I've heard a guy say both of us are human beings. Yes, we are. But we're not the same kind of human being. Exactly. It's like okay, me and Dwayne Johnson. And you just okay, let both of us.
You guys are human beings.
Both of us are human beings now. Me, I'm not gonna piss him off and you slap me. I feel like it will not be the same thing. Do you get exactly?
Definitely not.
I feel like you always need to skill. And I always like to tell my guy this: you can't, no matter what, respect women. Forget the fact of not hitting them. In the way you behave, in the way you speak, in the way you treat them.
Yeah,
Just
also in the way I think a lot of guys see women as trophies, and
Exactly.
I have a strong problem with that mentality. And then there's just you just see women as trophies, as like okay, it's just a woman, like babe. Like especially when you've not talked about like relationships,
Yeah.
and then some people just jump into relationships because in quotes I want to have babe, I have babe, and then it's just it makes really, really, really no sense. And it's just about the fact that both guys and girls think in clearly different ways. They think in different ways. And then it's up to guys, also girls, because there are some ladies that their behaviors are inexcusable.
Terrible. Yeah.
We don't talk about, but it's up to you as a guy to think, okay, this is just how they think, and then I
have to free it.
yeah, just have to free it and be the calm one, because you can't actually react.
Can't do anything.
You can't react like
Can't really do anything.
you have to. I think I learned something new. You have to respond and not react.
Yeah.
Because if you react to every single lady that might piss no, even when you get into a relationship now, and then you have to know your partner is going to piss you off. Shout out to my partner. She's going to piss you off in a lot of ways, and then it's up to you. And I think one thing that is not even condonable is beating. You shouldn't get to the level where you are beating up a woman. That is
Exactly, and you have to stem it from the fact that sometimes just leave the situation.
let it be.
Let it be.
Yeah,
It's not everything you have to be right. Sometimes
you have to actually take the fall.
just
and take the fall.
sometimes just take, even if you know that okay, this thing does not make any sense. Sometimes just take it and just say okay, it's fine. Let me just free this hole for you. You'll be surprised. It goes a long way. It goes a long way.
And not just even guy-girl relationship, even guy-guy relationships.
Sometimes most guy relationships are very simple. Most of the times, one of them will just say okay.
That
One guy will
reminds
just
me.
tell you okay.
I remember this morning I was entering my class, and then the people that were having the class in the venue that were supposed to have the class, two guys fought. So I mean, like physical. They actually went physical. So my lecturer was like, "You should sit down in the class." So while we were having our own class in the same venue, they were there sitting with us, and then all of a sudden within the class, we just saw that the two guys had started talking. Like they had started talking to each other, and then the next thing, my lecturer is like, okay, you guys should stand up and hug. And they stood up and they shook hands and they hugged. And so, like, it was just very, very calming. And so I was talking to my friend. I was like, if it was two women on your wedding day, they are still going to remember.
Yeah, they will be fighting each other.
So it's just like the way guys think is different from the way girls think. So it's up to actually as guys. And if you want to maintain lasting relationships with females, you have to learn
Patience.
A lot of patience. You have to learn that they don't see things the way you see things.
Yeah.
They don't think in the way you think.
Yeah.
So you have to, there are some things you have to just
Free.
let them go.
Let them go. Now we'll just end with this. We'll talk about the concept of relationships. How you treat it as a guy and how you treat it as a girl. Yo, just say you have a very close relationship with your children. Your 17-year-old, no, 17, no, that's a minor. Your 19-year-old son comes to tell you that, Daddy, not even I have a baby. Or no, like, okay, not even I have. There's this girl, she's my friend, we're getting close, this and that. How you take it? How you take it? How you take it?
Well, I think I would like to go differently from how our own African parents take it. Our own African parents take it. What's in the girlfriend? Oh, lady girlfriend, what's your books? But I think I would like to take a slightly different approach in the sense that, okay, do you know what you're getting into? Do you know why exactly you're getting into it?
Okay.
Do you know why exactly? I think a lot of things will go better for people or for human beings as general if they know exactly why. Why exactly is okay. So you want to get into a relationship. Why exactly? What exactly is the point of being in a relationship? Why do you want to be in a relationship? If you're in a relationship, how does it affect you? I think it's about getting education. Even before they get to that stage, I think God helping me, I would like them to have this kind of information because peer pressure can push you into a relationship. And then I think, okay, I just want to have a baby. Everybody's having a baby. I just want to have a baby. But women are not trophies. A relationship is not a trophy. A relationship is not an achievement. It's really not an achievement. Many people like to put a relationship up there as an achievement. But it's not an achievement. It's actually a journey. If you are dating somebody, why exactly are you dating them? Are you dating them just because everybody's having a relationship? Or are you actually dating because you have a bigger picture in mind? So I think I'd like to encourage having a bigger picture in mind. What exactly this relationship now in next 1 year, next 2 years, next 3 years, 4, 5 years, where do you see yourself and that person together? Do you have a sense of the bigger picture in mind? Do you have that in mind?
Do you have a vision for a relationship?
Exactly. Do you have a vision for a relationship? Are you just going into a relationship
to just
vibe and and do all those things? Like no, like it's really not that. I think also abstinence, because abstinence is really, really important. I mean, my child scores a wrong goal, just can't do anything, and then
you goof.
Because you will learn work. You will learn work.
If I had a man or a guy that would come and tell me that, I think you just summed up everything I wanted to say. Actually, basically, I would obviously ask him, first of all, do you actually like her? Like, it's not a matter of you think you do.
Are you really sure? Are your convictions solid?
One of my teachers in secondary school, he said something that to today that I think he actually inspired the whole relationship thing for me. He said, okay, if you really like, if a guy, for girls he's not sure, but if a guy claims to like a girl, ask him why. If all he can tell you are physical quantities, he doesn't like her.
Definitely.
He doesn't like her at all.
Definitely.
If he's talking to you and he's like, okay, she's fine, she's this, she's that. Okay. What do you like about her? She's fine.
So when she gets pregnant and I know she's big, you now say that you don't like her anymore.
Or if your guy cannot list 5 things about her personality, about her genuine personality and who she is that are good, likes about her. He doesn't really like her. Yeah. He just likes the idea of her, which is on its own very, very bad. So I think one of the things I'll actually inculcate is, okay, you like somebody, that's not a problem. You're at the age when you begin to like me. Yeah. It's fine by me. I don't have an issue with that. Just one, obviously, like you said, abstinence. Celibacy is a must. I feel like that one, I'll call 2 of you and you sign contract. There's no
contract.
You sign contract. There is no way.
It's very effective.
There is no way. I feel like that kind of thing, you scare both of them first. So when you do that, okay, you cannot do this kind of thing.
Do you know my school used to tell me that his mom told him that if he walks on the same line as a girl, that she was going to get pregnant.
Yeah, this is that thing. That you separate them. But that's the thing. I won't scare you and say that, okay, you can't be with it. You can. I have no issues with it. You want to be with it, babe, that's fine. As long as you're in there for the right reasons. I don't have a problem with it. I feel like these kind of days, as long as you have a vision for each other and then it's guided by the right reasons, I just feel like, I don't have a problem with it.
I just have a thing going.
But a girl, on the other hand, I'm sorry, never. No, not even reasonably because I'm saying okay, girls cannot handle it. I know a lot of girls are emotionally strong, but I know guys these days. Talking of guys 5 years from now. So I can only trust you if you're my child. I can only trust my child. I can't trust another person's child. Except you come and have an extensive conversation with me, and I'll look at you and I'll be like, fine. But I know that it will be somehow for me to call my daughter's boyfriend and to be talking. No, I wouldn't do that. So personally, for girls, you can have. I don't have a problem with it. But one, respect each other. The same things I will tell the guy, do this, do that, don't do that. But one more thing I will be is that you on your own, don't instigate anything. Because see, one thing I tend to tell girls is that look, a guy can make up in his mind that he doesn't want to do anything naturally. But if a girl instigates it, like it or not,
it's going to have this feeling. It will happen. Yeah, okay, maybe she.
That's why a pastor made a joke one time. It was like, to be honest, that whole marital sex thing is not dependent on the man. The man is ready any day, anytime. When you're ready, just fine. When you're very ready, it's fine. But you have to ask him like, honey, today? She'll be like, yes. Then she says no. You pack up and go and sleep. There's nothing you want to do because you cannot force, you cannot probe, you will just sleep. You go and take a coach and you will sleep. You cannot force anybody to do anything.
Absolutely.
Exactly. A man
because that's becoming something else. When
exactly. Don't force anybody to do anything. So that's why if as a girl, don't try and push anything. So as a girl, if I'm talking to my daughter, I'm like, don't even try and push
at all.
Anything.
I think it's about setting very high standards. Setting very, very, very high standards. Not
so that any boy that wants to come and say, okay, I love you, it wouldn't be as if you've not loved yourself enough or you don't know the love of God. So any little thing just makes it look
exactly
big to you.
Exactly.
When you have the love of God and when you love yourself to a certain extent, anybody coming to you will just be like, what it will be a matter of what else can you offer me? Not necessarily, oh, he's my everything.
Yeah.
He's this, he's that. When you say something, say he's my everything, you've missed it. Because naturally, if you have self-love and if you know the love of God, there's nothing more you're looking for. I don't need somebody to come and love me because I know God loves me. Exactly. And there's nothing else I need, to be honest. You are just a human being that will one day die. Or I will one day die. So it's not like I'm saying that, okay, don't marry, don't fall in love. Love is a beautiful thing, especially when you are feeling it. But also remember, it's just a chemical reaction in your body. So you need to, I feel like you just need to balance it out.
There's a lot of balance that needs to go into. But first of all, there's a level of self-confidence that I believe everyone should build, and specifically, even especially ladies should build a level of self-confidence in the sense that even there are some girls that that there are some girls now. Some guys believe that okay, there are some girls that are just up there. Like, they just don't want to go there. They're just like, but this girl is really up there. I don't want to. Yeah. When you are positioned in that kind of way, you can only attract the right guys. Yeah. And that's just one thing.
When you set yourself to a higher standard,
a very high standard.
Nobody else.
You don't have fools coming near you and saying that like.
Exactly.
So you just put yourself at it. So there's just this level of self-confidence that should come with. Okay, you want to be in a relationship, that's fine. But do you really love yourself first? Do you have a sense of confidence in yourself in the sense that even if the relationship crashes, of course, like you have this, of course, it's painful. It's not exactly, but like you can just always pick yourself up and say, because you know who you are and you're confident to run in offices.
Not that as the relationship ends, your life has ended. Everything has packed up. You just move and you just say, that's due. There's one more thing. This is beyond, okay, now they want to get married. Now, there's this I feel like everybody has been on Twitter and Instagram. There's always this conflict. Who would you love more? Your wife or your mom? There has always been that conflict. And it all started with the question, if you want to take... If your mom came to your house and let's say you wanted to take your mom out and your wife wants to come along, who's going to sit in front?
To be honest, which one of them is living with me? Which one of them is going to live with me for the rest of my life? Is my wife. So for me, it's kind of it's really a debate.
It's a debate because I cannot answer that question. Mainly because I look at it and it's very touchy. Because look, my mom has raised me all my life. She will forever be the number one. No offense. My wife can be anything. She can be all things and perfect and everything. But look, I'll see. For everybody who knows me, you know that I love my mom. Forget hard guy. Like forget hard guy. Hard guy is for everybody here. Like if you see me at home, I behave like a child. I behave like a child because I'm around my mom and I love my mom very much. More than anything in this life, apart from God. But at the same time, I feel like when you are with your
Your partner.
significant other,
Yeah.
I feel like there will be a distance where you just go and say, okay, this woman has been here all my life, oh, we are also here. Please just don't put me in the middle. I feel like that. Don't ever ask me that kind of question. Don't ever put me in that kind of situation. That choose between me and your mom. My mom is not a problematic person. She's not.
Exactly.
She will never come in the case where she will be saying, "Oh, my son, my son, my son." You're trying to steal me. She will never. My mom knows her boundaries. If it comes to like, okay, I have something with a girl. My mom knows when to hold her peace and when to speak. She will speak when it's beginning to affect me. But as long as I'm happy and there is no issue and she's not leading me one down path, my mom does not have an issue with it. As long as you're a good person and you're all right
Exactly.
and you're not causing problem.
For me, the answer is okay. I love my mom so much, but my mom also has a husband. My mom has her own husband, so I think it should not be a debate or something.
No, because some mother-in-laws
Some other
they fight.
really.
They fight.
I think my partner is the one that is going to live with me for the rest of my life. So
Yeah.
I think I'm going to take my partner. It's not about taking my partner over my mom or taking my mom over my partner. I think it's about coexistence. But of course, like my partner is going to be a priority. Once I'm married, my partner is kind of a priority
Priority, wow.
than over everyone else. Because I mean I'm living with my partner. I'm with my partner for the rest of my life. I think because my mom also has her own partner. So
But it's fine, Sha. It's okay. Thank you so much, Bamise, for your time. The episode has been fun. We hope to have you again sometime.
thank you for
Thank
having
you so
me.
much. What do you have to say to the listeners? I want to do that. What do you have to say to the listeners? It's exam time. What do you have to say to them?
Dear listeners, please, if you are a CA student, hold your books tight. Hold your books tight. And then one last on a very, very final note. I think it's one thing to have a lot of things in this world, but you can have everything you want when you have God with you.
Yeah.
So Matthew 6:33, seek you first the
Kingdom of God and all things
All
is
things.
added unto you.
But also don't seek the kingdom just because you want all the other things added to you. So do things for the right reasons, basically. Let's always aspire to have a strong why for doing things. Before you do anything, ask yourself, why am I doing this? Why exactly am I doing this? Why? Have the bigger picture in mind of this. Yeah, I think that's what I'll tell the viewers.
And with that, we end today's episode. Thank you guys for listening. Don't forget to subscribe on whatever app you are listening to, and have a good day. Success in our examinations. We will be back after exams. Have a good one.